Hey guys, Tony Milo with Let's Talk Sports. Today we're going to be predicting every AFC team's NFL record. AFC East. Buffalo Bills 9-7. Now, the Buffalo Bills have a very strong defense, arguably a top 5 defense in the NFL. And honestly, I think this is enough to win them the division. Their offense is going to be better than it was last season because of the addition of star wideout Stephon Diggs. Running back Devin Singletary could also have a strong year this season. Only time will tell for the Buffalo Bills, but I do think they will stop the Patriots' winning streak of this division this season. New England Patriots 8-8. I have the post-Tom Brady Patriots finishing outside of a playoff spot this season. As much as I like the Cam Newton move, who is a former MVP, he most likely won't start week 1 or even the first couple weeks of the season because of the fact that there is no preseason. This will take away the real game opportunity for Newton. Also, I just don't think the Patriots have enough weapons on offense. Their defense is elite. That's what you're going to get with the Belichick team. But their offense is just what is going to limit them this season. However, I do think they will fight for this division and have potential to win it, but I just don't think they will. I have them finishing 8-8 this year. Miami Dolphins 6-10. The Dolphins are a weird one. I think they have a decent roster and a great coach. Brian Flores has proven a lot in his first season with Miami and carried one of the worst rosters in the NFL to a strong last 5 weeks. They went 3-2, beating the Eagles, Patriots, and Bengals. However, even if rookie quarterback Tua plays the whole season, I think this team is just a season or two away from actually blowing up and becoming a real threat in this division. The defense has the Patriot way with their elite corners. Brian Flores went all out for defense, and I think that'll help the Dolphins in some games, but I think they'll fall short to 6-10. But don't be surprised if they make a run for 8-8 or even better. Honestly, this Dolphins team is interesting. New York Jets 5-11. After losing Jamal Adams, I feel like the Jets really lost their chance to win this division. Sam Darnold got the Jets an impressive 7-9 record last year, even after having mono. But I think after losing Jamal Adams, they will fall to around 5-11. But Adams wasn't the only big hit to the Jets this offseason. The loss of their top receiver, Robbie Anderson, will come back to hurt them. Along with 2 crucial losses on both sides of the ball, their schedule is very difficult. Don't expect too much from the Jets this season. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they finish lower than the 5-11 mark. AFC North. Baltimore Ravens 12-4. Reigning MVP Lamar Jackson and the Ravens are going to have another strong season after getting better this offseason. With the addition of Calais Campbell and rookie J.K. Dobbins, I think this Ravens team will be strong throughout the whole season. Their defense is elite and arguably have a top 5 defense and offense. So I think the Ravens could push for a near undefeated season, but I expect them to be around 12-4. Pittsburgh Steelers 10-6. Despite horrible quarterback play after the Big Ben injury last season, the Steelers still went 8-8 and nearly got a playoff spot. I think this Steelers team could win 10 games this season, using their elite defense to carry them for most of the season. Big Ben doesn't have to be the Big Ben that we know and love to get this team to the playoffs, but expect a bounce-back year from him, Juju Smith, and James Conner. I expect to see a playoff run from the Steelers this season. Cleveland Browns 9-7. Oh, the Browns. A great roster, but was very disappointing last season. I think this season they will get a winning record, but they will need good play from third-year quarterback Baker Mayfield, who had a huge sophomore slump last season, but he should bounce back a little bit. New coach Kevin Stefanski will help this Browns team actually live up to expectations this season. I could see the Browns with a 9-7 record this season. Cincinnati Bengals 4-12. Bengals fans should have some hope for the future with the addition of Joe Burrow in this year's draft, but I just don't think this will fare them well in one of the hardest divisions in football. The Ravens and Steelers, I believe, will win both matchups this season against the Bengals, and I think the Browns could even snatch both games against the Bengals. However, if A.J. Green proves that he's still the elite receiver everyone remembers, the Bengals could fight for some games. It's still hard for me to see them winning more than 4 or 5 games, so don't expect too much, Bengals fans. AFC South. Houston Texans, 10-6. Even though Bill O'Brien made one of the worst trades this offseason, trading their all-pro wide receiver, DeAndre Hopkins, I can still see the Texans winning this division. They did add Brandon Cooks, who could have a great season with Deshaun Watson at quarterback. And Deshaun Watson is still miles ahead of the other quarterbacks inside this division. So I think they'll have another strong year. So expect the Texans to finish with around the same record that they had last year and win the division. Tennessee Titans, 9-7. The Titans are literally a 9-7 machine. They have finished each of the last 4 seasons with a 9-7 record. And this season, I don't think it'll be any different. I can't really see them touching the success that they had last season, but I do think Derrick Henry is a problem, and I do think most teams will have problems stopping him. So Ryan Tannehill proved that he's good enough in the Titans system, and I expect him to carry the Titans to another 9-7 mark this season. Indianapolis Colts, 7-9. The Colts made some improvements this offseason, but I can't see them finishing higher than the record they had last year. I see them finishing 7-9 yet again this season. Sure, the additions of DeForest Buckner and Phillip Rivers add some star power to this Colts roster, but I just don't see them getting any better. I still don't think they can pass the 7-9 mark, so that's where I expect them to finish this season. Jacksonville Jaguars, 3-13. What else is there to say about the Jaguars? I just don't see them winning many games this year after trading away almost all their star players. Although Gardner Minshew looks promising, I just don't see much happening with one of the worst rosters in the league. I can't see them winning more than 5 games, and I can honestly see them losing every single game this year. This Jaguars roster just isn't good enough to win games, and I think they will have a very rough season finishing with only 3 wins. But hey, at least they'll be in the race for Trevor Lawrence. AFC West. Kansas City Chiefs, 12-4. The defending Super Bowl champs should expect to be in the playoffs yet again this year. They are clearly one of the league's best, if not the league's best team. Patrick Mahomes is one of the best quarterback talents we have ever seen. I think the Chiefs will continue to have the league's most explosive offense, and they should make a push to win the Super Bowl yet again. So, I expect around 12 wins from the Chiefs this season. Denver Broncos, 8-8. The Broncos improved the weapons around young quarterback Drew Lock, who should make huge strides this season. However, the Broncos are far second in this division to the Kansas City Chiefs. The Broncos will push for a wild card spot this season. It would not be a shock to see them in the playoffs, but I do think they will fall short with an 8-8 record this season. Las Vegas Raiders, 7-9. The Raiders are a good team, but I don't think they're a great team. They fortified their linebacker situation, which was one of the league's worst, by adding Corey Littleton. However, I don't think this is enough to make them a winning team. I think Josh Jacobs is going to have another great year on this team, but I don't think that's enough to get them over the 500 mark this season. I see the Raiders finishing 7-9 this season. Los Angeles Chargers, 6-10. The Chargers were a disappointment last season, to say the least. Poor quarterback play led them to a 5-11 record, and I think this will be their downfall yet again this season. I think they will finish around 6-10 with poor quarterback play being their main downfall this season. I think Tyrod Taylor is good, but not great, and rookie Justin Herbert may struggle a little bit because COVID-19 is taking his preseason away, which in turn takes away his opportunity to feel the NFL level before even getting in a game. I think the Chargers will have a similar season to last season, finishing last in the AFC West. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and make sure to leave your comments down below on what you think I got right or wrong.